Hello, once again, racing fans. It's time for Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm your host, Mike Heads, subbing for Drew Forster. He's currently in the hospital with his wife, Stephanie, expecting their first child. So I'll go it alone here on the 10-race BC Cup program. What a great day it's going to be. BC Cup, always the best day, most attended day, the biggest handle day, the biggest field size. It's always a perennial winner, BC Cup day, big entertainment. Lots going on. Early post, 12:50, an hour earlier than usual because we do have 10 races on tap. So come on out early. Lots of simulcasting as well, starting at 10 in the morning. So lots going on the holiday Monday at Hastings. We'll start things off. Let's get right into the picks. The first race, maiden 5-grander for fillies and mares, sprinting 6.5 furlongs. I'm going to go to the 3-horse Connoisseur. I thought a pretty good race on the comeback last time. Hadn't run since May. Came back 2 weeks ago to run a distant third, but still obviously had to need the race. The winner, Reveling, won off and hid. You'll see Reveling a little later on in the card running for a lot more money, 17.5. Actually, on Sunday, running for 17.5. But Connoisseur, Chad Hoverson should get a good trip close to this. A little smaller field. Shouldn't get pushed out wide like she was last time. So I'd like her to win it. I put the 2 Sisterelle in for second. She certainly had her share of bad luck. Clipped heels and fell 2 starts ago. Last time at the 11 hole and didn't get a trip at all. Was hung out wide, 4 and 5 throughout. Ended up getting 4th money, but still a filly that with a good post today could certainly win the money. I think the 2 and 3 are the horses. I went 3-2, but you could easily reverse those 2. I think they're the best on paper. And for third, I went to the 5 Star Whacker. A good second in a slow heat that was won by Play for Peace. I think Connoisseur and Sisterelle are better, quite a bit better actually, and that's why I've landed her in the 3rd spot. I think it'll be 2-3-5 or 3-2-5. I think that'll be your triactor in the first race. But for me, 3-2-5 in the Monday opener. On to the second race, 3,000 claimers going 6.5 furlongs, fillies and mares. I'm going to go to the 2-horse Nudge Nudge Wink Wink, a horse that obviously flopped last time, running 11th, but missed the break. Was running off 4 wide after that. Didn't get much of a trip at all. You go 2 starts back. She was a good second to Tamarinda. That kind of race wins her the money. And I'm hoping Jeff Birmingham can give this horse that kind of trip. There looks to be a bit of speed in here with JJ's Wander, DeVilbus, and JJ's Orchid. So looks like the pace scenario should be favorable for Nudge Nudge Wink Wink. Gets the trip, swishes out on the turn, and gets the money, so I'd like her to win it. I put the 4 JJ's Wander in for second. Broke on top last time. They opted to rate her. I think they'll just go if she breaks like that again. She only got beat a length for second, so I thought it was a better than looked race. She ended up 6th, but that race wasn't that bad. So give her another look. And because she ran 6th, you'll probably get an extra point or 2 on the tote board. So definitely look at her. And I put the 5-horse DeVilbus in for third. No chance last time. Hung out 3 wide. Post dictated the outcome. Moves inside. Easier field. I think DeVilbus will be a lot more of a factor. She was the favorite last time too, so give her another chance as well. But I like the 2 Nudge Nudge Wink Wink. I think she wins it. I went 2, 4, and 5 onto the 3rd race. First of 6 stakes races today. Should be a lot of fun. 6 stakes races. A lot of money. We're giving away over $400,000 on the program. BC Cup Classic. Because of the field size, we're going to have the Classic early in the card. Usually it's the 9th or 10th, but because there's only a field of 5, the 5-horse Taylor said the 128 pounds couldn't scared a lot of people away, but not these 4 that are going to take him on. It's going to be tough to go against him. He's a classy horse. He's way better than I ever thought he would be. I didn't think this horse could carry his speed this far. He will have to go a mile and an eighth with 128 pounds, but I didn't think he'd go long at all. But he's certainly proven me wrong. He's winning with authority, fast times, huge buyers. He's the horse to beat. He looks like a standalone in here. The ones that maybe put a bit of scare in them are the 1 Tommy Danziger and the 3 Jump Up and Kiss Me. I put the latter, Jump Up and Kiss Me, in the 2nd spot. Couple of runner-up efforts in his last 2 and sprinting. But maybe with more ground, this horse could be more of a factor. Gets 13 pounds from Taylor said. Maybe that one will get the staggers and the stretch and might be vulnerable. We'll see. But Jeff McKismey is certainly a classy horse in his own right, earned over $100,000 already. And the one horse, Tommy Danziger, he's a $300,000 earner, the richest earner in the field. Been running for 17.5 and 25 of late, got beat last time by Francer's Finest. But still, he's run some big races this year. That 143-3 on that wet, fast track, which unfortunately he's not going to get on Monday. But still, that shows he's still got game. This horse still run. He's still a cool horse. Hats off to the owners, Teddy Smith, and we wish him the best of luck. I know he's a big friend of the show, and trainer Rob Gilker. So we'll be pulling for Tommy Danziger to pull off an upset. I went 5-3-1 in the BC Cup Classic. Certainly looks like Taylor said. No real horse to go with them. Maybe Stormy Canuck, but I don't see them pushing each other hard enough. 128 pounds will be the determining factor. Can he tote it 9 furlongs? On to the fourth race, the BC Cup Nursery. 2-year-old colts here, going 6.5 furlongs. Got to field the 7. I'm going to go to the outside of the 7. Major Dundee, a pretty easy score in his debut, and an okay time. It wasn't a really scorcher of a time, but I liked the way he did it. He was a real professional. He sat back, ate dirt for a while. His head wasn't flailing about or anything. He was just sitting there comfortably. And then when Fernando asked him to run, this horse produced a nice move and won off under wraps. And, definitely stamping him as the horse to beat in this race. So I like Major Dundee. I put the 4-horse Tracker in for second. He was a good runner-up to a nice filly, 10:30 out of the Greg Tracy barn. She's a U.S. bred. There was an inquiry in that race, and the numbers were left to stand, as they should have. But the time was good. The fractions were very fast. 46 flat for a half. Considering he was just coming in off of one 3.5 furlong run, he had every reason to get a little tired, so I think he will rebound with a better effort. And I put the 3-horse Proud Victor in for third. Very impressive win in 111. Wow. With Pedro Alvarado up that day. Claimed and goes to the Greg Tracy barn. And I know it's just made in 20, but still the way he did it, he crushed. That horse looked good, but still he's going to have to deal with other speed in here like Alpine Lad and Tracker. But Major Dundee should get a good pace to run at. I like him to win it. I went 7-4-3 in the nursery. On to the fifth race. Maiden 20 granders going 6.5 furlongs. Fillies and mares here in the fifth race. Exactors, tries, and supers. I've gone to the 4-horse Timely Flight. Pretty impressed with his third place run to Catalia and Liberty Lake. Drops in here for the 20. Had some troubles that day too, so this horse is on the improve. I definitely like Timely Flight. The 2-horse Remembering When, got to give this horse a big chance. Went in blinkers last time, set a lively pace, got caught late by Catalia, but still improved quite a bit, so I got to give him a shot. And the 6-horse Rebster, a little flat on his return, been off for about 6 weeks in between races, but still, I know a couple of his races back there in April and May were good enough to be competitive in here, so I don't want to totally give up on Rebster. So I went 4, 2, and 6. I really think Timely Flight's the horse in here. That looks like the live one. I didn't really go any deep. Maybe Smoke After Romance off the claim for the 4th spot, but I definitely think Timely Flight's your horse. On to the 6th race. This is the BC Cup Dogwood for 3-year-old fillies going a mile and a 16th. Got to field the 7 signed on to run, and the 1-horse Racing for Gold. Boy, she was impressive in her return in an optional 50. Got into quite a bit of trouble. Still managed to beat Dance the Wind and Go Sail Go. I know it was a sloppy track. Time was just okay, but still, the way she did it was very impressive, so I like her a lot. Amadeo Perez returns to the saddle for Phil Hall. Put the 6-horse Dance the Wind in for second. I think with all the pace in here, it looks like there's going to be a hot pace. You got the 2 Tricky Mind, the 3 Gabby Got Her Way, the 4 Go Sail Go, even the 5 Graffiti Grace, and the 7 Ouch. 5 of the 7 runners all have front-end running styles. The 2 that don't are the 1 Racing for Gold and the 6 Dance the Wind. And I think that probably will be your exactor, because there will be quite a fight and a tussle on the head end. And going a mile and 16th, with a lot of these have yet to prove they can go, maybe too much for the speed horses. So I think 1 and 6 is your exactor. And I put the 2-horse Tricky Mind in for third. She's definitely bred to run on. Skyborn, her mom was a speed horse that could carry over 9 furlongs, and a former BC Cup winner as well. So we'll see if the mother-daughter combo can win BC Cup. I went 1, 6, and 2, though. I definitely like Racing for Gold. She looks like the class of the race. Dance the Wind. If Racing for Gold can't go long or doesn't fire, Dance the Wind could be a nice little 7, 8, 10 to 1 shot that could run well. I went 1, 6, and 2 in the Dogwood. On to the 7th race. This is the BC Cup Debutante for 2-year-old fillies, going 6.5 furlongs. I'm going to go to the 1-horse Officer's Charm. There does appear to be quite a bit of speed in here, but with 2-year-olds, usually the speed will stay because they're not really as trained or as used to coming from off the pace as older horses. So maybe the speed horse, even if it does get tired, will last. And I think that may be the 1-horse Officer's Charm, who laid down some very fast fractions, going 3.5, kept going, looked the part, goes on Lasix, works are excellent, 6 furlong move in 14. That's solid. This filly looks the part. She's by Officer. The Shaws went out and bought this one at the sale, paid a lot of money for it, and I think the Craig McPherson barn is pretty live here with the 1 Officer's Charm. I put the 6 Little Miss Bean in for second. A nice win first time out, and then not a bad 4th last time. Going to get Jeff Birmingham today with a work in 59.3. Wow, but this is an off-the-pace type that might be able to take advantage of the pace, and don't be surprised if this tack-in-away runner gets all the dough. So definitely don't leave out the 6-horse Little Miss Bean or the 5-horse I Want a Duster, who's a full sister to Excited Miss, a former champion and BC Cup, 2-time BC Cup winner, was Excited Miss. And I Want a Duster had a nice win with first-time Lasix when stretching out to 6 furlongs with Chad up. And this one certainly has the positional type speed and might get the best trip. First run on a tiring leader. So definitely the 5 I Want a Duster needs to be on the ticket. So I went 1, 6, and 5. Those look like the 3 to me. If you want to throw in one more, I guess perhaps the 9-horse Locket. I watched this race from Emerald, owned by Mr. Braithwaite, and this horse ran a good second against a very nice horse called Going to the Window. Probably one of the nicer colts or fillies down there. And this horse was running on well at the end of the race. So give the 9 Locket a look maybe as well. So let's go 1, 6, 5, and 9 in the BC Cup Debutante. Let's go on to the 8th race. This is the Distaff. Fillies and mares here going 1 mile and 1/8. Got a field of 9. The 5-horse Wanda Woman. Boy, she woke up last time with a nice run, running second behind Cage Mistress in the open Strawberry Morn race. Now she gets in against BC Breds. I think she's going to be pretty live. Looks like there should be some speed in here. Orchid Silver likes to leave. Dashing Daisy. Queen's Vicar has some speed. PS Touchdown. You know, the faction should be a little more reasonable for the 5 Wanda Woman. So I'm going to go with her to win it. Put the 9 Tierra del Fuego in for second. She had a tough start last time. Look for her to rebound with a better race. She's drawn on the outside, but that might be a better spot for her anyway. She had the fence and kind of got stuffed down on the inside and behind a very slow pace. Made an early 4-wide move, flattened out. She needs to be going long, she needs a well-timed ride. And that was not a well-timed ride last time. She was put into an early drive against some fractions that were way too slow. Those horses weren't going to stop in front of her. But give her another chance as well. And I put the 1-horse Orchid Silver in for third. She's an honest mare. She won the Ballerina last year. She's a nice mare that is underrated. And all she needs is a bit of a trip, and she can win the money as well. So I think those are your 3 horses, the 5, 9, and 1. Dashing Daisy, you can never leave her out. She's a cool horse that just continues to. She finally got on track and won a race last time. So that could, I know it was only for 25, but that could still lead her into a good performance today. And she doesn't need to be that much better than she was that day to beat the mares that she's in against this afternoon. So give her a chance as well. So I think a tough distaff. I went 5, 9, and 1, and I put the 2 in for fourth, but no keys in here for me. 5, 9, 1. On to the 9th race. This is the BC Cup Stellar's J. Always one of the tougher races on the card, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty easy one as the high-weight Taylor's Deal looks to be a standalone. Taylor's Deal. Runner-up to stablemate Devil in Disguise last time, but that was off a big layoff since April. It does have to pay the penalty for being such a cool horse. Has to pack 125 pounds for doing all that winning he's been doing. But I think the only horse that can even challenge him, well, horses, maybe are the 1 High-End Man and the 7 Wilo Cat. Especially High-End Man. This horse won pretty easily last time. He's going the right way. He's lightly raced, as is Willow Cat. I think those 2 horses, with the right trips, could scare Taylor. Maybe not even scare him. I might be wishful thinking, but Taylor's Deal is just a nice, solid, top-end One of the nicest colts on the grounds, and he's going to be tough to beat. You're not going to get a price on him, but looks like he's a key. Maybe key him over the 1, 7, and 2. Those would be my 3 horses to put underneath him. I put on Quiet in the 3rd spot. I'm not too sure if he can go long, but I still wouldn't want to leave him off the ticket. Taylor's Deal will likely be the one to lap right on him, and that's not going to be much fun for Unquiet as looking at this horse at the 3/8 pole when he's breathing down his neck. So definitely Taylor's Deal, best bet on the card. Or I went 3 over the 1 and 7. On to the 10th and final. This is the BC Cup Marathon. Mile and 3/8. Got to feel the 10 going that tough trip. They will hit the finish line 3 times in this race. They start right where the about 6 furlong race starts, and they'll keep going around a couple of times. I've gone to the 6, Roses for Ben. He's been running against the toughest company. I think he's pretty live in here. He's been running for 25, optional 35, and he was 3rd in it behind Ganbei and In His Glory. I mean, those are big races. He's running against primarily $5,000 horses. So he's got to be the horse to beat. The 3-horse, Mr. Cooper, I didn't give him any shot last time at all, going 6.5 furlongs. I'm thinking, why is Ian going 6.5 furlongs? And then I watched the fractions, and there's about 3 of them out there killing each other. Here comes Mr. Cooper to pick them all off, because this is the distance I'm pretty sure he wants to go, is 1 mile and 3/8. But obviously got eligible for this race. It was a good run, and I think he's a horse that that can win the money. He's the 2nd best horse for me. And I put the 5-horse Super Steve in for 3rd. Normally I would pick him on top because he's a speed horse. His form is good, but he was scratched on post parade a couple weeks back. That concerns me. So I'm a little worried about his conditioning. Anytime you see a horse scratched on parade, you must be concerned. But still, he has the class. He's a cool horse. He's a marathon horse. He showed that down in Phoenix. He can run all day on the head end. And if he's left alone, if he's got his A game, he wins. He's better than Roses for Ben. But just after seeing him scratched, I'm a little worried. But that's why I've gone 6, 3, and 5 in the Monday finale. Well, that'll do it for the analysis of the BC Cup Holiday Monday program. Next up on screen will be a quick recap of the selections of myself and Drew, and I'll quickly run through them. Here's my picks. In the first race, I went to the 3, Connoisseur. I went 3, 2, and 5. In the second race, I went to the 2, Nudge, Nudge, Wink, Wink. I went 2, 4, and 5. In the third race, I went to the 5, Taylor Said, 5, 3, and 1. In the fourth race, number 7, Major Dundee, 7, 4, 3. Fifth race, number 4, Timely Flight. I went 4, 2, and 6. Sixth race, number 1, Racing for Gold. I went 1, 6, and 2. In the seventh race, number 1 again, Officer's Charm, went 1, 6, and 5. In the eighth race, went to the 5, Wando Women, 5, 9, and 1. Ninth race, number 3, Taylor's Deal, 3, 1, and 7. And in the 10th and final, I went to the 6, Roses for Men, over the 3 and 5. Now on to my good friend Drew's picks. Drew picked the 2, Sisterelle. He went 2, 3, and 5. In the second race, he went to the 2, Nudge, Nudge, Wink, Wink, 2, 5, 6. In the third race, he went to the 5, Taylor Said, 5, 3, and 1. Fourth race, number 7, Major Dundee, 7, 1, and 4. In the fifth race, he went to the 4, Timely Flight, 4, 6, and 3. In the sixth race, he went to the 1, Racing for Gold, 1, 5, and 6. Seventh race, number 1, Officer's Charm. He went 1, 8, and 6. In the eighth race, he agrees with me on the 5, Wanda Woman, 5, 2, and 9. In the ninth race, he went to the 3, Taylor's Deal, 3, 1, and 7. In the 10th race, went to the 6, Roses for Ben, over the 3 and 10. Well, that'll do it for the BC Cup edition of Handicappers Corner. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in today. Please do enjoy what should be a great day of racing. There's lots of great thoroughbred racing going on. There's lots of other added excitement that Hastings is putting on. Great Canadian's going to put on a great show, as well as the Hastings trainers are going to put out some pretty nice horses and entertain you on Monday. So please do come on out. If you can't make it there, please come here to the Derby Bar and Grill to watch all 10 races right here live on all the televisions, and get some great service here at the Derby Bar and Grill. Well, Drew Forster will be back next week. Hopefully we might have a third guest. We might have his son or daughter here. That'd be good fun. But sorry Drew couldn't be here for this week's racing Handicappers Corner shows, but I know he'll be back next week. On behalf of Drew, I've been Mike Heads. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week here on Handicappers Corner. Good luck, everyone.
This guy says the horse can do. If he says the horse can do, can do, can do.
I'm picking Valentine, 'cause on the morning line, the guy's got him figured out.